Hey everyone, this is Ross, and today I'm going to be showing you how I clean my fish tanks. I understand everyone has their own methods. Some people might not agree with how I clean my fish tanks, but the important thing is that all my fish are still alive and it keeps the tank clean. So yeah, today I'll just show you how I'm going to clean my 15 gallon. Okay, so the first thing I like to do when cleaning out the fish tank is just take the filter off the fish tank. As you can see, my filter's down there. Unplug it. You can leave the lights plugged in just so you can see what you're doing. You can leave them plugged in throughout the whole water change. Just make sure they don't fall in the fish tank, otherwise that'll be a death sentence. And you can leave the heater plugged in for the time being, but the second you start to drain water from the fish tank, you should really unplug the heater, because when it comes in contact with the air, it can actually overheat and break. So just unplug your heater once you start draining water from the tank. You can unplug it straight away if you want, but I'll just let you leave it in just to keep the fish at the right temperature. So yeah, just be careful of the light, and you can leave them on throughout the duration of the water change. So once you've unplugged the filter, you can clean the main part of it. If you've got an overhanging filter, just clean it all out with just tap water. You can clean the U-tube under the tap as well. The one thing you can't clean with tap water in your filter is the biological filter media. Most people use ceramic noodles as their filter media, kind of white balls, or it can be little tubes, and that's basically for the bacteria to cling onto and clean out the ammonias and nitrates that come from fish waste. But I just use this dish scraper, and because it's got such a large surface area, it's perfect for friendly bacteria to settle on. So I just clean this out in aquarium water. This is basically aquarium water. It's just dechlorinated tap water. The reason why I've got it here is just because I'm saving some Java fern. But yeah, just make sure you don't clean out the biological media in tap water, because it'll kill the friendly bacteria. So wash that out in aquarium water. As for the mechanical filter media, such as filter floss or sponge, you can just wash that in tap water. And for activated carbon, you can just wash that in tap water as well. So the next thing to do is just clean all the algae off the glass. So I'll do that now. Okay, so I'm using the mag float to clean the algae off the glass. As you can see, it's quite a strong magnet. I'm having trouble just moving it across the glass, just because I'm using one hand. I usually use two, but it's a really strong magnet, and it really strips the most amount of algae off the glass. And the reason why I like mag floats is because if you actually pull this off, it floats to the surface of the water, and you can stick it back on. So I prefer mag floats as opposed to other algae scrapers. They're just really helpful. And as I mentioned, if you get it in the corner, sometimes it'll break off and fall to the bottom, and it might crush a shrimp or something. So yeah, they just float straight to the top. They're great. Okay, so the next thing I do is just turn the heater off, because I'm actually going to start taking the water out now. I just get my gravel siphon. This is sometimes known as gravel vacuum, or just a siphon. I stick this tube into the aquarium, and then that in the tube, I give it a slight suck, and then I drain the water into this bucket. So I'll just try and show you how I do this with one hand. It's very difficult. So I'll just get this siphon, stick it in the tank, be careful not to hit any fish, and just let it go, and then get the end, I'll give it a suck, and the siphon started. Sometimes you'll get a mouthful of aquarium water, but it shouldn't be too dirty, and you can just leave it there to drain. But what I like to do is actually just hover it over the surface of the sand and get some of the poo out, because these shrimps poo quite a lot. So that's all I do, just clean through the sand there. And I do this until the aquarium water is down about 50%. So I'll show you that once I've done. Okay, so I've just siphoned about 30% of the water out of the aquarium. Sometimes I'll take 50% out, other times I'll take 25% out. But usually I just take about 30% out. That's just the amount I usually take out. Usually every other week I'll take out 50%, but for the most part I just take out 30%. So I'm just going to pour this dirty aquarium water down the toilet or down the sink. So I'll show you once I've done that. Okay, so I've poured the dirty aquarium water down the toilet now. And what I'm going to do now is fill up this container with fresh tap water. And I've got a jug of aquarium water here. And what I'm going to use this for is I'm just going to use it to compare the temperature between the tap water and the fish tank water. You can use a thermometer for this. I'm just going to do it by touch, and it shouldn't really matter as long as it's not too different. You're looking to be 1 to 2 degrees within the right temperature range. So say if the tank is 25 degrees Celsius, the new tap water that you're adding could be 27 degrees Celsius or 23 degrees Celsius. Just make sure it's pretty similar. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to run the tap, and I'm going to adjust the temperature accordingly until I get roughly the same temperature as the aquarium water. And once I've got the same temperature, that seems to be about the same temperature there, I'm just going to start filling up the bucket full of this tap water, and I'll show you once the bucket's full. Okay, so I've filled up this tub of water with tap water now. And to the touch it's the same temperature as this jug. So as long as to the touch it feels the same temperature, your fish should be okay. I've never lost a fish to temperature differences, and no fish have got ick straight after water change or a week after water change. So yeah, it's fine doing it this way. As I say, you can use an electric thermometer if you really want to be safe, or you can just use a regular glass thermometer. I just do it this way. I like to use pond dechlorinator just because it's super concentrated, and this thing lasts for a good few months. So I pre-measured it out in that little compartment there. I just pour it in and give it a good mix around. I always overdose about 2 millilitres just to make sure that all the chlorines and chloramines are removed from the water. It's better to overdose than underdose with dechlorinators. So you just give that a good mix. I like to mix it for about a minute. So I'll show you once I've done that. And I'll also carry this up to my room. I'll pour this aquarium water out. I'll show you once I've done that. Okay, so I've brought the dechlorinated tap water upstairs. I've got my jug and I'm just going to start scooping it up and pouring it in the tank very slowly. Then I'm going to put the filter back on, turn the heater back on and put the lid back on. I'll show you once I've done that. Okay, so the tank's all full up now. I've replaced the filter floss, I've turned the filter back on, and I've turned the heater back on, so it's all finished. And I've trimmed off some dead Java fern leaves because every month some of the Java fern goes a bit brown, and once it goes brown the shrimps like to eat it. Like that bit there, that's getting eaten at the minute, so in a month I'll chop that piece out. I've also put some Seachem Flourish Iron in. I think this is the best fertiliser I've ever had. The plants absolutely love it. I think that's the reason why my plants are so bright and green. So that's about it. So thanks a lot for watching. Have a very Merry Christmas. I want to give a shout out to someone who gave us a private message just to say Merry Christmas. So have a very good Christmas. Bye.